everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Struther.
I'm Sean Spencer.
Back.
We are back.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. Here. The lion. New music. So fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Struther.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of that dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football. That will be back this fall, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. But tonight, I don't know if you know, but it's Wednesday. It's the hump day. What up? It's your boy. Yo, I am here with my guys that have been here with me week in and week out, arguing with me last week, agreeing with each other. Over
too
here,
much.
Right? Too much, right?
Kumbaya.
Over here, the man that lives in the hottest state in this country, South Carolina, Mr. Eggplant, as we like to call him, okay, Will Kramer in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Yes,
What's going on, fellas? How you doing?
Yes.
Bless,
Always
man.
good.
Bless.
And you know who's right under me. You know who it is. Who all the ladies say, please give me one more chance. The shirtless wonder in the building. My God. What up, Ab? How you feeling, baby?
I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Thanks for having me. I love being on the show. What's your new name, though, Will? Silly Willie? Is that what it is? Willie.
Chili Willie in the building.
Chili
Yes,
Willie, my bad, bro.
Chili, man.
I'm going to get it right.
Yeah.
I'm going to get it right.
Nickname from college.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. From Shepherd.
That's right.
From Shepherd. Many interesting nights. Okay, we're going to go ahead and... And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring you birthdays in a minute, but I'm going to actually give the floor to my man, Ab. Had something a memorial, something he wanted to say. So, Ab, what's going on?
It's been on my heart for a few days now, and this time last year, I lost someone very special to me, and we do all these shout outs and happy birthdays and thank you for watching our show, and I wholeheartedly appreciate everyone, but this is a special time where we should I want to just say something about someone that I have lost recently, it was just a year ago. Her name is Caprice Johnson, and we used to work together, and I try to tell you, man, I hated this job, but she literally was the light, legit light, every time I went into work. And she's like one of those people that just made your day better. I don't know if you guys ever worked somewhere where you absolutely hated, but because you had that one person there, that day was not bad at all. You know what I'm saying? Legit, she was just definitely a light in my life, and she's it's one of those things that's just gone too soon. She was a little sister to me, man. She's just a young woman, great mother, young single mother, you know what I'm saying? And it's just she's legit the second person I've lost in my life, man, close to my heart, and it eats up at me, and I think about her often. I think about her almost daily, and I think about her son Aaron, and it hurts my heart just to know that this little boy is growing up without his mom. And I just want to put that out there. Caprice, I miss you. You know what I'm saying? I think about you often. And honestly, it's just like you are very, very close to me and to me in my heart. And honestly, like I will never forget anything about you, hon. Like I love you so much. I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And honestly, please rest easy. All right, we got Aaron down here. Okay.
Amen, man. Amen. Amen. Shout out Dale. Prayers up, Abdul.
Yeah, prayers to you and to her family.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And along with that, while we're in that, just found out ex-head coach of the New York Giants, Jim Fassell, just passed away. It happened just recently. We want to shout out his family. It's awful. If you don't know, he was the coach that took the Giants to the Super Bowl in 2000 when they lost to the Baltimore Ravens. Shout out to Nathan. I know you're watching. I mean, he was 71, but still, gone too soon. You never want to see these people pass. Will, what do you think, man?
I'm going to try and talk over my overheating computer, so I'll try and go quick with it, and then I'll mute myself. Why this is relevant to us with Jim Fassell's passing is he was going to be the next head coach of the Washington Redskins after Joe Gibbs 2.0.
Wow.
Snyder and Vinny had decided on Jim Fassell, and word got out, and fans revolted to where they heard this and said, we can't do this. Our fans are going to be so angry if we pick this guy. Some of it being because he was coming from the Giants. He was up and down with the Giants. They were great. They were bad. They were great. They were bad. Or they were great. They were mediocre. Great, mediocre. And it was like, that's just not who the fans wanted. They always beat us. And so because of the fans' outrage, they didn't hire him, and they hired Jim Zorn to be the head coach. They got into that predicament. And, the rest is history. So it's kind of interesting where he could have really been something here in D.C., and that didn't happen.
Oh, man. Good old Jim Fassell. And I didn't realize how long he was actually, he got drafted in 72 by the Bears, played for the Chargers and the Oilers, then went over and played in the Canadian League for the Toronto Argonauts. He's been coaching since that time. He had, in 97, when he took over the Giants, he actually got the NFL Coach of the Year. But, man, do you have any memories of the guy?
I'm just being upfront. Like my Redskinism doesn't go back that far. So you guys are more versed when it's like more like 10 years. I'll be dead ass honest about that. But I know he was a great man, great coach. Even though he was a Giants head coach, like I remember that name, but it's just like I don't know enough to really speak too much on it. Anybody dying, man, to me is just too soon. Like it's just like, to me that's hard, man. And like he was rather young too, wasn't he? Like 70 something?
71. In this day and age where you're hearing over and over that people are living to 100, 101, 2, 3, 4, 5. My pops, my dad's 82 and still working. He'll be 82 this year and you're still working. Will, I know your dad is he 81?
He'll be turning 81. Wait, this 2000. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you hear of something like this and somebody dying at 71, it does kind of shock you.
Especially a white guy, no offense, but it's just like a white guy, y'all older than taxes, man. Like I just don't even understand. I don't know, man.
Yes.
What am I supposed to say? You're right.
y'all just taking all the room in the Supreme Court. Like y'all wait
forever.
Forever, right? But moving on, so shout out to Jim Fassell and his family going through that. Like you said, he was a great man, great coach, was in the league and coached for several years. I mean, decades upon decade. So, shout out to him, and God rest his soul. And let's go to the birthdays. And I'm first. There's a bunch of birthdays, but I'm a first to shout out my niece, Tori Danielle. And the reason why I'm shouting her out first, and I'm giving her own personal time, is because I didn't say anything on her birthday because I was working, and that's not an excuse, Tori. I'm sorry, but I want to take while I have this platform. I want to say happy birthday, Tori. Happy birthday. All right. We love you. You are amazing. You're a great young mother. Your family, your business, all these things going on. Check her out. And in the next, 2 to 5 years, man, she's going to be dominating the game. She's already doing big things right now. So shout out to you. And then also want to send happy birthdays to Kierra. I used to work with her over at Mount Pleasant. Shout out to you and your birthday. Heather, a year ago, we did online karaoke, and I met her through online karaoke and stuff like that. I know it's weird. Listen, when we were in the quarantine and I was in here and it was just me and Kat, I did a lot of things. All right. hey.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right. What you say? We had to get through. We had to manage. And thank God we're opening it up. All right, here we go. But Heather was one of those people, and she was a real cool people. So I just want to shout her out. And Nora. So Katie Alyssa, I did an interview with her on Super Sunday. Diehard Tom Brady's fan and diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Well, more Tom Brady than Tampa Bay. But so shout her out. Her daughter just turned 16. So in lieu of celebrate, I believe we got to celebrate the kids, man. We got to celebrate, those coming up. So shout her out. I told her I was going to say happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Right. Let me chime in real quick.
Yes, sir.
So I should have shout out to my eldest son. My eldest son is 21. He just had his birthday a month ago. He just, honestly, y'all friends on Facebook with me. He had his first drink with his dad, and I punked him a little bit online, but honestly, I love the boy to death. He's my heart. He is my heart, and I'm so proud of this man. Honestly, it's so much joy that when I talk about him, it just brings so much joy to my heart. Yeah. Another person close to my heart, probably one of the meanest people that I know, and her birthday is coming up this weekend and everything like that. She gives me a hard time. Honestly, she really keeps me on my toes, and that's my baby girl Danielle. She is turning 4, and she is mean as hell, y'all.
Let's go.
Save me, legit, but honestly, I love this girl so much, man. But her birthday is coming up. She's turning 4, and honestly, big ups to her. Honestly, she's doing great things. She's come from so far. She's been down and honestly with medical issues, and she keeps kicking, bro. She does. She's the biggest fighter I know, man. And honestly, I'm gonna keep rocking with her until my wheels fall off.
There you go.
Happy birthday, baby girl.
Happy birthday.
She deserves to be celebrated.
Oh yeah. Yo, and shout out to her. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you might have seen her. Definitely one of the commercials I made, but she was on this show. She's been on this show several times, climbing up the shirtless wonder, and sitting in the background, just chilling. We were off screen and we were off camera just talking about it, and she was sitting in the background I don't like this, and Al was like, "What? What are you talking about?" She's like, "Can I come over there on camera?" I love it, yo. Hey, shout out to you, my man, because you raising it up the right way, man. Shout out to both my co-hosts. Dominating the father game, doing big things. I could not have picked 2 other people. And actually, I would not be right if I wouldn't say shout out to our man, Anton Benson, Mr. Moral Support. He's working on his windows, taking care of business, and he'll be with us next week. I apologize if I did not do that earlier. So, shout out to all these people, man. I'm just shouting at everybody. And somebody actually said that to me. Man, why you shout everybody out and this and that? If I got a platform, I didn't do it by myself. Okay? I was always taught like on that post on my Facebook wall. When you get a bucket, you always shout out the person. You point to the person that helped you out. Y'all have helped me out. Nick and Delilah, Janae, who's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Janae is back in the States. Yes, we will talk more about that later. I'm gonna see if I can get her on the show.
Okay.
So she is back. Let's talk football. We'll be back.
Permanently?
Oh yeah. We'll discuss that. Yes, we will definitely discuss that. So we're gonna go get right on into it, man. As we know, we're in the month of June. We're ready to go. Minicamp has started in Washington. The players are coming out. They're doing their thing. Will, how you feeling right now, man?
Excited for minicamp. I like to. It's a way to just kind of get your juices flowing. For the season. I think it's fun to watch some of the young guys. I look to hear about the depth. Who are the guys who they've drafted? How they're playing? Some guys that are are they going to make the team? That type of stuff. Just kind of see who could be up and coming. I've heard some good things about the cornerback Benjamin St. Juice. Some real good things about him, but just to throw caution to the wind. Remember when Ron Rivera was talking about Taylor Heineke, he said, you can play real well in practice when you've got nothing to lose, when there's no consequences.
Exactly.
So it's not a big deal for corners in practice to jump routes because they know if they miss it, all right, next rep.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think it's fun to hear it, fun to see them out there, but temper the expectations.
Oh yeah. Ab, what you thinking, man?
Honestly, I'm gonna jump on to what Will was saying because we around this time of year we thought Apke was legit about to be that man. So we really can't say much about the hype right now. We really thought Apke was that dude, the counterpart to Collins. So we really can't jump on that. Honestly, I'm excited. It's where our whole team is jumping on. This is the first time all 90 are together. Honestly, I'm right now. I don't know if Delia pointed out that 2 San Francisco 49ers already got season-ending injuries, bro.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So that's to me, I mean, even Reuben Foster, was it a year or two ago, around this time, 2 years ago, around this time, messed up his knee.
Out.
That's not 1 season, 2 seasons he was done. You know what I'm saying? So to me, this is that it's not even real practice yet. I don't know. It'll be the biggest bummer to be injured and you don't even have full pads on yet. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You literally, baby, that's my daughter, y'all. But
happy birthday.
So it's the biggest bummer to get injured and you guys aren't even going full blow yet. And so to me, I just want to graduate from minicamp to actual practice without any injuries. That's really all I'm excited that they're doing it. I'm excited that they're out there. I'm excited that we got one team. It seems like we got a united team this year. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I just don't want any injuries, y'all. And especially at defensive end, we cannot afford any injuries at defensive end
or at corner.
I mean, I think we got a good depth at corner, but defensive end, legit Sweat or Young get hurt. Who else do we got?
Casey Toohill, right? It's who, right?
Huh? Literally, we don't know, man. So that's to me is man, just no injuries. Okay, that's it. That's me. let's like. I'm glad they're out there. Let's go. No injuries, please.
Now,
Like, honestly, stop it.
does that tamper our expectations? Like when you sit there and think about, okay, what are the things I want to get looked at? What are the kind of, I want to see my quarterbacks hitting all the receivers. I want to see my defense playing great. Like, does that tamper your expectations to think, injuries? Because I'm with you. I want to just let's go through all this in a bubble so we don't get anything hurt and let's make it to game day. Because I love what we have, but it makes me think about expectations. Ab.
So my only expectations is no injuries. That's my only expectation right now. Yeah. Sean, remember when it was like, like they're like when we used to practice, there was that once in a lifetime that we actually practiced in the gymnasium. You know what I'm saying? Like it was because of the rain. That like if it was raining too much outside, we actually practiced in the gymnasium.
With sneakers, yep, and sweatpants.
Yeah, but you couldn't just full out like mow someone down over in the gymnasium. Like to me, that's how the practice should be. It should be a walkthrough. It should be like we're going through plays. It should be a little bit elevated. It should be there should be a little bit of a hype, but you're not mowing anybody down. You're not trying to like you're trying to look good, but you're not trying to be like I'm going to injure somebody now. And to me, this is my expectation. Like gymnasium practice because it's wet outside, because it's raining, thundering outside. Like that's my expectations. So that's all my expectations are right now is no season-ending injuries at all. Even to the people that are on the bubble. Like I don't want any injuries because if someone's injured, like even people that are on the bubble that's injured, you can't really get a full you can't get a full grasp of who really would make the 53-man roster if someone gets injured and they're like, oh, you were like pretty much they're given the spot because someone on the bubble was injured, season-ending injury. So
yeah, and that's happened. That's happened many a times, and I completely agree with that. Will, what you think, man?
My expectations of this plus training camp is it's hype season. Yep. This is the time where a couple people make some plays. This is the time when, I already mentioned the corner already. We're going to have certain guys because they're wearing shorts out there. But my gosh, if Sammy Reyes can't look good in minicamp, his odds of making the team are not going to be good because this is the best time for him to show his athleticism, show his speed, and all that. So this is just the overhype period. I think a lot has changed in the game. Minicamp used to be at the time when they needed to install the offense and the technology. These guys know the offense, and so it's like this is more about camaraderie. In fact, I'm seeing some teams are canceling minicamp and going out as a team. Just kind of starting to form that bond. And so like what Ab's talking about is let's have some light practices. Let's put in some things that they need to be practicing, working on, but let's just come together as a team. Yeah. And no injuries. I second that.
Yeah. And that chemistry thing is a big deal because one of the things that I loved is when I was watching some of the clips and some of the things of them stretching. You saw Ron Rivera going up to like each of the guys and patting them on the shoulder and maybe making a little joke with him or maybe giving a little quick shot. Getting to know his guys. That's how Ron Rivera is, and one of the things I like about him is that he gets to know his guys and he's very close with them. He knows the ins and outs. And I think that's what we need right now, that chemistry, that camaraderie. We need all that stuff built up right now. That's and injuries. I was going to put this up right now just because we had mentioned it a week ago about Antonio Gibson, but it goes along with exactly what you said, Ab, injuries. We don't want anybody to get hurt. And so, in my opinion, if somebody is dealing with something, maybe we should watch that. Do you feel the same, Ab? Like,
if you're talking toe, like no,
I'm talking in general.
Okay, but you got Antonio Gibson though, so how am I supposed to know you?
I'm just saying it because I said it. Were you not listening to what I'm saying? Were you not listening to what I'm saying?
In general, is something you need to worry about, like of course, but from what I understand, not even what I understand, it's just just from the top of the head, Landon Collins he's the one with the ACL injury coming back. Who else is end of the year on a season ending Ionitis?
Yeah.
Maybe watch out for him. What his was like a hernia or something, was it? Or like what was his injury? It was too early. It was really early.
Right.
Yeah. So but Landon Collins was the ACL, Ionitis. Those guys, you watch out. You're like, okay, just walk through, like no. But Sean, if you out there, you going. You like it's just what I'm saying. It's not like especially you match intensity for intensity. Like those guys are going back and forth. It's the competition of it out there. It's just like you can't help it. So the coaches, this is where the coaches step in and they're like, look, sit your ass on the sideline. Like, I know you want to be out there, but just chill. And this is what you're talking about. This is where we need to watch out for the players. Turf toe, though, that's not one of them. Like it's
okay. All right. Pardon the title. Pardon the title. I meant this. I should have just put it as injuries. I didn't mean the turf toe and Antonio Gibson thing, but that's what I had put on the script earlier. So you know what? But yes, injuries. That's a big deal. Yes, we all agree. We're all.
But I'm just saying turf toe. Like what I'm saying. Like that's something that it's just not something that you're like, okay, you need to sit out 5 weeks until preseason, and then we're still watching you hardcore there. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's like to me, it's just especially Antonio Gibson, young guy. If it was anything, he would have had surgery in the off season for it. And as far as I know, he didn't have it. Like so, it's not that big of a deal. And from what I've seen, is that he's actually not even like I know we had that one report where it's like, oh, he's showing signs of turf toe and that he hasn't recovered yet. But then I saw something the next week saying he's showing the hell out still. Come on, man. Like like you know what I'm saying? It's just like injuries come with football. This is one of them.
Yeah.
And he's young and he's tough. Let this dude ride out. Like don't hinder him just for turf toe.
Right. Again, I just put that as a topic. I didn't know we were going to already talk about injuries before that.
I'm going to need you to get it right next time, Sean.
I appreciate that, Ab. I will do that. But honestly, and like we talked about, there is some pride going on. There is some kind of challenges in practice like we had in high school. Sometimes as an offensive or a member of the offense, you're like, look, we want to work that defense and vice versa. And the defense, like you said, was playing well. Now, Will, my boy's been playing well too. I mean, some people say he's been playing well. Mr. Fitzpatrick. Will, what you been thinking, man?
I mean, in this situation, I hope we're getting good reports. If we're not getting good reports from our starting QB, then I'll be really concerned. It's a little bit like we said last week. Ab was talking about like this is practice. These are walkthroughs. They're not hitting people. They're not. It's really hard to really judge it. But like you talked about camaraderie and going after each other. I'm seeing a lot of hooting coming from the defense, and I mean, there's a lot of those guys are close, and whether it's the D line, whether it's the DBs making plays, like that type of stuff is fun, and when you see some of that happen, it's only going to elevate the offense too, and increase the intensity of practice, and maybe they get a little more out of it as a result of guys actually caring and doing something about it.
Yeah. I remember all those years that when are all hearing from the dominant teams and things like that. You remember the years of Legion of Boom and how they would sit there and give Russell Wilson a hard time in practice. Like, I want that challenge. we always talk about iron sharpens iron.
Iron. God.
Exactly.
Yep.
I want that. Give me that. Give me, rebuke me, challenge me, but because that's what's going to make me better. And that, hopefully, if we get a close knit line and we get a group of 5 that we can stick out there consistently, them working against that D, and any time that they do, that's what we want. Because if they have to deal with that, they can deal with anything else. Because our D is top 5, at least right now, on paper. You know what I mean? So, well, we got to move on, man. And we're going to go ahead. Let me take off that so nobody gets confused with the turf toe thing. So we got to move on to our longest running segment. And we apologize. We did a 53-man roster last week, so we didn't do this. But we're going to bring it back. It's that segment called Like It, Love It, or
Hated it.
Hated it. Yeah, buddy. We are back live and direct with this, and we're going to start it right along. We see that minicamp is going on, and OTAs just stopped. We also know that Chase Young skipped OTAs. Will, I'm going to come to you first. How do you feel about that?
So I'm in between like it to hate it. Like it is because I don't hate this. I don't like it. But here's the thing. It's kind of the NFL's fault. It's the NFLPA's fault. They did this to themselves because they didn't make this mandatory. These were voluntary practices. And so now you're leaving it up to players to decide and look like the bad guy when they don't show up, because 86, 87 of the 90 players showed up last week, or the past 2 weeks. The players pretty much knew this was voluntary but mandatory. Like when you get voluntold to show up someplace. So that part I couldn't like. But at the same time, you could see he was communicating with the coaches. They were very clear about that. He showed up this week at minicamp, and he's being the leader out there. So he slid back into his role. I mean, I think to be the leader of the team, though, to be the franchise player that we think he is, he really should have been there. But I will give him this. We don't know why he wasn't there. We don't know what he had going on. We don't know what family issues he may have going on. Right. Let's not forget, we are still in a pandemic. And I know we're going to get to part of that later. But we don't know, what he's got going on in his home life that affects. And if he can limit how much he's around mass amount of people, so I think the fact that there was communication versus if you compare this to Aaron Rodgers, who just flat out said, I'm not showing up. There's a big difference between what Chase Young did and what Aaron Rodgers has done. So I don't like it, but I don't think we need to make a big deal out of it. But I think at the next CBA, the Players Association needs to make this black or white. Either it's mandatory or you don't have it. None of this voluntary stuff where the players look bad.
Right. Absolutely. What you thinking, man?
So we don't have a category for the way I feel about this. So I don't give a damn, tell you the truth. Honestly, Will, you said it, pretty much everything that I was thinking of. It's I think there's a difference between what Chase Young did and what Aaron Rodgers is doing. So you really can't sit here and judge them the same. And to me, I don't think there's an issue with it because it's not the first time a player opted out to not go to a voluntary workout. You know what I mean? And it's not the first year. You know what I'm saying? They've been doing this forever. I can't even remember a time when they haven't had a voluntary OTA. You know what I'm saying? They do it all the time. Why is this a big deal when Chase Young does it? Why is it a big deal when Montez Sweat does it? It's not. Right. It really isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's not even an issue. On my page, or not my page, but on one of the Redskin sites, Washington football team sites, I even put it out before everyone started going crazy over it. Chase Young, Montez Sweat didn't show up for OTAs. What do we think about that? Why didn't they do that? I thought they supposed to be leaders. Shut up. Like, seriously, man. Like, I already put it out there. I'm like, stop making it a big deal. And
Right.
I said it a few weeks ago, guys. It's practice.
Yep.
Practice.
Yeah.
We talking about practice, not the game.
No.
Not the game. Practice.
Practice.
Come
Absolutely
on, man.
right.
Come on, man. Like, and like, you know, like to me, it's like, oh, what is it? Senior skip day. You know what I'm saying? So it's senior skip day, and everyone knows it's senior skip day. But we want to give the person that's making straight A's shit for skipping school.
Right. Hold them at a different standard. Yep.
People would come at me like that, bro. Come on, man. I'm making straight A's. I was rookie of the year last year. I'm sorry, defensive rookie of the year. Kiss my ass. Like it's already a wrap. Like you can't even tell me nothing right now. So literally, it'd be one thing if it was like one of those maybe players. I can see the argument there. I can see where we sit there and make a big deal like Jarrett Patterson didn't show up for OTAs. I thought he really cared about making the team. I would jump on that story, be like, yo, that's real. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something that, like, what's his mentality that he's sitting there thinking, why I don't need to show up for OTAs? They said it was voluntary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's first year too. I definitely would understand the conversation, the skepticism on that. But Chase Young, he's already established himself. He's already the team captain. As a rookie, he's a team captain. And he's doing this, he's doing that. It's just another way to have conversation about something that doesn't need to be talked about, bro.
Yeah. Hey, look, I agree with you both. I absolutely agree with you both. I think, hey, why are we discussing this? And now hindsight 2020, because we've seen at minicamp, he's there at the front of the line, getting in everybody's face, getting hyped, being the same old Chase Young that we love. So you know what? The main word, and Will, you touched on it, is voluntary. If that's what it says, it's voluntary. Don't say it's voluntary if you don't want it to be. Don't make it, oh, well, you should be there. Then you should have said it's mandatory. You know what I mean? You just say it's voluntary. And again, I think, Will, you also hit it. We don't know what he was doing. We don't know the reason why. And he wasn't like Aaron Rodgers. I mean, the situations are far different, but he wasn't like Aaron Rodgers where he's on a game show or he's on, doing golf or in tournaments and he's not out there, in front of everybody's face. Whatever he's doing, he was doing it, and he's here front and center. So that's how I feel. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here because Nathan's been watching the show. Shout out to him. He seems to feel that he should be there, plain and simple.
I think it'd be nice. I mean, we can all agree that it'd be nice, but again, this is voluntary, you know? And I think there is a difference between if it was in a contract dispute or if he was in the last year of his contract and he's saying, I'm not doing anything that could risk injury before I get paid. But this isn't, so do I wish he was there and we don't have to have a talk about it? Sure, but it will be fine. It's June. Let's he will be fine come September.
Right. And he's at minicamp. He's at minicamp dominating. So it's a moot point.
I mean, he's here when it's mandatory. Like like, come on, man. Like,
that's it right there.
Expectations, like it's ridiculous. It's
right.
Oh man. Like I just like it doesn't like to me it there's no point in sitting here even talking about something like voluntary, mandatory. Like we all know what those mean. And honestly, Chase Young was there when it was mandatory. Like, so honestly, leave me alone. Like I'm trying to tell you, like I'm trying to tell you, I wish someone would come up to me and be like, well, you weren't here for voluntary workouts. Bitch.
What?
They would get all kinds of looks, bro. Like, and like honestly, and just like I wish they would like I'd be walking around in minicamp wishing them would. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just like I wish somebody would say something to me because why call it this if you want? Why call it voluntary if you want me there? If you require me to be there?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
We didn't go to the same school then. We obviously didn't go to the same school. Like, my definition of voluntary is totally different than your definition.
Yep. There it is. There it is. Yo, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Like it, love it, or hate it. Ab, I'm coming to you. Training camp being held in Richmond.
Okay. Isn't it always held in Richmond?
So yeah.
I mean, don't they have like an established place in Richmond where they have it? Like, I'm just like, to me, they had it like 1 year or something like in Ashburn, and then all of a sudden it was back into Richmond or something like that. Am I wrong? Like, in that way? But
it used to be. Go ahead.
No, I'll go ahead. No, like
it used to be in Ashburn. As a matter of fact, your first year out of school, me and Will senior year, they had it in Ashburn, and I worked there.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked there. Got autographs from when Ray Rhodes was coaching. Daryl Green was still there. Like, it was actually, it was pretty interesting. We worked at like the little fan area where the field goal post and the 40-yard dash and that little slingshot that you try to, you run with the ball, see if you can touch the end of it. I don't know if you guys ever been to any of those, but it was pretty dope. It was nice working there, man. I wish I had video of when I got that letter saying that they hired me. I was like, oh, this is it. I thought I got drafted. I was like, yes, yes.
That's your college acceptance letter, right.
I was more excited.
That's better than a college acceptance letter. I just got hired by the Washington Redskins.
Right. They want me to report. I'm coming, guys. This is it. This is my chance, So it used to be and it's been in a lot of different places, but now it's in Richmond. So
I would rather be in the area if that's what we're talking about. Like, but from most recent history, it's been in Richmond. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's just something that I'm used to, just something that I'm grown accustomed to, you know what I'm saying? But to me, it needs to be in the area. Like, honestly, where, like, in Richmond, I don't know, because I don't know. I know people are going to drive. Like, we can follow, especially going down 95 an hour and a half. Like, I know we're ready to do that. A lot of us are ready to do that. But to me, why not keep it in the area? You know what I'm saying? Why not keep it in Nova? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of spots to do this here. They still got the spot in Ashburn. So, like, why not continue to do it there? Like, to me, it's probably about money. Obviously, it's always about money. But, just bring it back home. Do everything in Ashburn. I'm all about it. Just bring everything into Ashburn. Ashburn can accommodate you guys. Stop playing like they can't and just do it. So I'm just bring the shit back to Ashburn.
Yep. I'm with it. Hey, I'm with it. And endpoints that we will discuss later, talking about the stadium. I mean, we're Northern Virginia. We have always been Washington's team, but it feels like we have to be stretched out. I hate it. I don't like it being in Richmond. Like, I loved it when it was in Ashburn. It was right in our backyard. Because the fact that we already have to go to Landover, Maryland to see our team, and then you're having to go to Richmond. I'm having to drive back and forth to all these different places. And I'm like, man, if it's in my backyard, it'll make me going to the stadium and going all the way out there more bearable, because it's like, oh, okay, I can deal with that. But I would love it in my backyard.
Well, let me say this: don't the Cowboys do their training camp in like California or something like that?
Yeah,
for a
some
little
teams.
bit. They do about a week in California.
Yeah, so I mean, we really can't
The Saints do
complain.
theirs in West Virginia.
Who?
The Saints, and I think the Texans. I think the Saints do theirs over at the Greenbrier in West Virginia near Cat's family.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think that's because of weather. I mean, Houston's hot as all get out.
Well, exactly. So, yeah, so it happens to other squads. But Will, how do you feel about it?
So I'm actually the other side. I love this. I think it's good to get away for a little bit. I like the fact that they're only going for a week because these are men with families, and if you think about having to get away beyond a week, you really are disrupting that home life. But it can be good to get away for a little bit. Again, things are different, just like mini camps. Training camp used to be where you come to get in shape, you come to learn the offense, you come to learn the defense, and they all know that stuff. So NFL teams are more advanced today than they used to be the years that the Redskins would go to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and just get ready for the season. But I like it because the opposite reasons of what you guys say. Here, living in the DMV, you can go to a game anytime you want. So you go down to Richmond, there's a fan base down there, you're getting closer to them. There's a fan base down in the 757, that's only an hour and a half out, 2 hour drive up. So you're spreading the team, especially since with the Ravens up there, and then how diehard some of the fans in Pennsylvania are. I don't know if it makes sense to go north anymore. While it makes sense from a weather standpoint, I mean, why are we going to Richmond, Virginia for weather? It is hot as heck in Richmond too. So you're not getting a type of advantage there, but you're reaching other fans. But I would imagine that there's only a couple more years of doing this. When they build the stadium, they're going to build the complex. They're going to have everything there. And I would imagine this doesn't, but again, this is just kind of working on a little bit of an outreach is how I see it, especially since it's only 5 days. It's 1 week. That's a little more compressed than normal.
Yeah. Will's only saying that it's because that means it's less of a drive for him to come up from South Carolina to get to it. That's the only reason why.
You're only saying you don't like it because it's not in your backyard. So you're being selfish too.
Actually, honestly, I live in Waldorf, so it's lit like Richmond's closer to me than Ashburn.
Oh, wow. Oh, really?
It is.
What, 95?
Waldorf, you can take like the back, like I can cross over to Chesapeake and get to like Fredericksburg.
I see what you're talking about. Right. I see what you're talking about. You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sorry, we challenged you, Ab. Sorry about that.
Yeah, don't start with me. Don't you go there. Don't you do it.
We gotta move on. We gotta move on. All right, like it, love it, or hate it. Will, I'm coming to you. That Rochdale players have been starting to do their first day back to school pictures with their, how many years they played in the league, who their teacher is, coach, with Mr. Ron, Mr. Rivera, who their friends are. I know Fitzpatrick had Terry and Curtis as his two friends over there. Will, what do you think about this?
I have to say that if there's one thing we can be proud about this team, which has nothing to do, unfortunately, with the football aspect of it, is their social media game and their communications has been amazing over the last year.
The last year or two. The last year.
They really revamped it and put and recognizing that this is how you reach fans. And that was so creative and hilarious, to see the players. And, I saw, the kicker, Dustin Hopkins, said, he named his coach was his coach and whatnot. His best friends are Tress, and they called him Cheese, the long snapper. It's like they had fun with it. Like, hats off to whoever came up with that, because that was so creative, and they did a well job with it.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Ab, what you think, man?
Honestly, I loved it too. I can't even lie. Like, I love that corny shit. Like, I'm with you, Will. Like, it's like I was just about to say that it's just the social media team. Like the last year or two, it's just been off the chain. It's encouraging. It's like it makes you. It's like joyful. You know what I'm saying? Like they really didn't have much prior to that. And honestly, it's just it. Like, I know we weren't good and everything like that, but the social media aspect of it kind of just even made it even worse. It just brought us down as a fan base. But the like first day of school kind of thing, you know, parents do that for like the first day of school, and it was awesome. I thought it was funny that Ryan Fitzpatrick had this like mean face, like I don't want to go to school today.
Right.
Like he just had this pouting face, like I hate school. Like to me, that kind of shows his personality to me, and that makes me F with him real hard right now.
I like
it.
it.
Really
Yes.
does. Like honestly, like I'm starting to jump on this man's wagon. Not yet. He needs to change a few tires first. But honestly, he still got a few broken tires for me, man. Like a few flat tires, but he changed a few. Like I'm jumping on it real fast.
Yeah,
baby.
Yep.
That's my show. I gotta talk loud.
Happy birthday.
They're saying happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Say thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I love it. Yeah, Kat the teacher. She's been, like I said, she's been a teacher for 20 years. She ended up doing this 2 years ago. I think it was her 17th year of teaching. She did the little dry erase board with, I got my lunchbox. I'm going in to teach and this stuff like that. I love it because you're exactly right. In the last 2 years, we have definitely noticed a push in the social media realm and the fan reaching out realm, because there was a portion of time before the pandemic where it was like, I don't even want to go to the games. Like, I don't want to be a part of the team. Like, it's not, I don't feel like, outside of my love that I've had, since birth, I don't feel like I'm connected to these guys. I don't think they care about me, anything. Now I feel like we're involved. They understand, like, all these moves they've made, for whatever reason they've made them. I think we're heading in the right direction. So this, I think, was another way. It was just cute. I love that they did that. It tickled me to death. So,
so it started off with Ron Rivera, and then the firing of what's his name, Michaels, Jimmy Michaels, the dude that did the Washington football show.
Larry Michaels.
Larry Michaels. Yeah, Larry Michaels. Yeah,
they fired him or whatever. And Julia Donaldson got hired, and like these people, these were the moves to make this better. Like, I wholeheartedly believe they changed the culture with this, like with all of this. And I cannot be happier, man. Like, it really is. It, like, honestly, it's like it's like someone just like opened up, like got us out of the basement, a dark basement kind of thing. Yeah. And I'm all about that.
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped. I love it. I absolutely love it. And last but not least, speaking of, he was one of the guys that missed a little bit of time in OTAs, but bright and early Monday morning, he was there at minicamp. But Montez Sweat had an interview, and he made some interesting comments about COVID and COVID testing. I'm going to go ahead and read the first two questions of the interview and his comments. Basically, what he said, they asked him, what did you make of the way the team is bringing the vaccine experts to encourage people to get vaccinated? Montez Sweat said, I'm not a fan of it. I probably won't get vaccinated until I get more facts and all that type of stuff. I'm not a fan at all. Then they ask, what is your hesitation with getting vaccinated? He said, I haven't caught COVID yet. I don't see me treating COVID until I actually get COVID. So, Ab, do you make anything of these comments? How do you feel about what he was saying?
Okay, so man, this ain't the most PC question like we've had yet, you know what I'm saying? And we talk about Colin Kaepernick. So
right.
Let's say that. Okay. So so the first question was, I'm not a fan of them bringing it, like his answer was, I'm not a fan of them bringing in someone a representative talking about pro-COVID or pro-vaccine, right?
Yeah.
I understand that. I totally understand where is this. I totally understand that. I get what he's coming from. I understand where he's coming from. Everyone's entitled to their opinion about this. You know what I'm saying? Even though there is factual things for, against, everything. Like everyone is entitled to it. To me, I don't think you have so much of a luxury to do that when you're working with 53 to 90 to 100, 150, 200 different damn people in a work day. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you have the luxury to sit there and be this, and this, and this. Because something that you guys don't know, may not know, is it's going to get to a point when it's going to be required to go into a work establishment to get vaccinated. It's going to be required. And what's he going to say then? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is he still going to not want to go? And then at the same time, like, to me, my argument, I'll put it out there. I just got vaccinated recently myself. And my whole thing, and like, I was just like the way he thought. Like, to me, I'm sitting here thinking the way they came out with this shot was too damn fast. Like, it was so fast. Like, it don't even seem like they had time to test it fast. And we're the guinea pigs and everything like that. But to me, it's like, I got kids and I'm forced to be around people for work.
Yep.
The worst thing for my life is if I get my kids sick. And that's what I think about. And I think a lot of people think about me. I never got sick. Well, I never got sick neither.
Yeah.
It's about the person that may get sick that's around you. What if he's sitting there running around, got COVID, and Ionitis gets sick because of him? You know what I'm saying? Deron Payne. Like, you get what I'm saying? The whole, and I'll even say this. Because he's in what group is he in? Defensive line, right?
Yeah.
What if he is in the contact, he catches COVID and he's in the contact area of everybody else in the defensive line? That means our potential number one defensive line can't play that week.
Yeah.
Cannot play that week. So what happened to Denver when that quarterback room got wiped out and they had to go to a freaking wide receiver last year?
Yeah.
Bro, that's going to be even worse for us because he's wiping out the whole defensive line. Like, I would even say it's worse for us because literally we have to sit there and basically promote everyone on the practice squad, basically tell Kelvin Harmon that he has to play defensive tackle now. Like, I'm trying to tell you, everybody on special teams is playing defensive line now. Like,
we'll find somebody.
You guys, he's not. I always say this, not like as a parent, Will, you can how old are your kids, Will? I'm sorry.
2.
I'm sorry.
He's young. 2? He's 2. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you had 2 kids. My bad. Okay, so he's 2. I tell my older kids, I'm like, you don't see, you can't think past your ass. And that's my, like, to me, that's where this comment is coming from. He had a point with answering the first question, being like, we don't know enough about it. The second question is where he sounded like an ass because he's like, well, I haven't gotten it sick. So why would I take care of something that I haven't gotten sick for? I mean, that defeats the whole purpose of vaccinations in general anyway, and people still get them things. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guarantee you, because he went to college and everything like that, he still got his ass vaccinated though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He did what he had to do for that. Right.
I'm sorry. I know I was long-winded with that, but just, but you guys get my point. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't think I said it. I think I don't need to say much else.
You hit it. I mean, you hit it spot on. Honestly, you hit it spot on. I don't have anything else to go along with that. Personally, I work with people. I work with adults with mental disabilities. So I was never able to go on a high. Like, I was never able to stop working. I had to continue working. Catherine had COVID. So she was in the hospital for a week. So then when she came back, I mean, man, we moved on by the blessings of God, by the grace of God. You know, she was able to get past it, but we ended up having to be quarantined. The CDC called us. We were quarantined for a couple weeks. I even had to sit back from my job. That's the only stop I got. But we kept working. We had to continue working. And since we work with people, they gave us a shot early.
Right.
I agree with all the, you know, the questions and this and that. But at the same time, that's exactly what I felt. The same thing you were saying, Ab, is that I'm dealing with this person. I need to be okay and healthy and protected to make sure they're healthy and protected. I got another life here, you know, albeit it might not be my son. It is still the person I am taking care of. So, you know, we both actually were able to get vaccinated and actually, to me, like I said, like I picked it up to pretty much the same way you did. The first comment, okay, I get it. I get that point. A lot of my family members feel that way. We need to do the, you know, we need to hear the facts and the updates, and we need to hear what, you know, the old, you know, and they hear the horror stories, the Johnson & Johnson stuff, and they're like, oh, well, I don't know. And that's their big deal. So I get that. But on the flip side, it's exactly what you said. When you gotta get out of me, and you gotta start thinking about people around you. The fact that you could then potentially push that to somebody else, even though you're not sick, you gotta pay attention to that. You gotta pay attention to that.
And to jump on that, it's like even though we got vaccinated, we can still catch this mother. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
And all because someone didn't want to get vaccinated that I have to be around. Come on, bro. Come on, man. And so, just think, like, what you're gonna be mad when literally our defensive line, like, and that's all I can think about. He's not thinking enough into the future to even be to even effectively be objective about this shot.
Right. Will, what you think, man?
Well, I think of two things. First and foremost, I think we need to remember, and I felt too many people were jumping on him when this is not a Montez Sweat problem. This is a league issue. Right now, the Washington team is only 50% vaccinated. So he's not the only one. He's just the one speaking out about it. I think they did the right thing last night by bringing in a doctor to talk about this, to say, let me debunk what you've heard and let me teach you about the facts and the science behind it so that players can start to think about it. I think what we're hearing from both of y'all is perspective, and that we have to remember, we have families, we have loved ones that could be more vulnerable. Let's also remember, Montez Sweat is a 25-year-old male in the prime of his life, in the prime shape. That is one of the categories that isn't as susceptible to having horrible symptoms for this. I see this down here living in a college town. But at the same time, he needs to recognize the business decision behind this, just like you talked about. And if you think about it, though, he just went through a whole year of playing where there was no vaccine, and he was face to face with guys, and he didn't get sick. So we got to remember see his perspective, but he needs to be educated on this. I don't know if you all saw what happened this weekend in golf. There was a golfer who, after 3 rounds, was in first place by 5 strokes and running away with the tournament. Because he had only had his first vaccine. The golf policy, the PGA, says if you've been vaccinated twice and you're fully vaccinated, we won't check you every single day. But if you haven't, we're going to check you every day. And this guy had a contact tracing on Monday. Someone he was with tested positive. So they tested him every single day. On Saturday, he tested positive. His name is John Rahm, and he got booted from the tournament. You want to know how much money he lost?
Millions.
$1.6 million is what he lost. So that's where I think, just like you said, it's not Montez. It may not be about, are you going to get hospitalized from this? Who knows? But what about, are you going to spread this to your teammates and wipe out our team? What about the coaches? You know, and just the fact that you are face to face with other players from another team. So like there does need to be a global perspective education on this. But I think we also just need to recognize when the folks are talking to people like Montez or other players, like you got to recognize where they're coming from, but then you got to talk to them about, well, like you said, here are the consequences, here are some of the facts, and here are the ramifications of if you don't do this for others. Because you're right. People around that age are all about what, you know, and to be honest, let's think about it. If I was 23 or 25 years old, I probably wouldn't be as worried about it as I'd be 38 with the kid. And, you know, it's like, so I do think we need to recognize that, but I hope he's educated. I hope more players get vaccinated for the whole standpoint of protecting everybody to not have some of the issues we had last season, because now the resources are out there. So let's use our resources.
Right.
Are you done, Will? All right. So I was going to say that just like you said about the coaches, can we not forget that Ron Rivera is literally not even a year out of remission, bro?
Exactly.
He's the most susceptible.
I was just about to say that.
You know what I'm saying? He's the most susceptible person on that team to catch this shit. And
that's one of the reasons why we booted Dwayne.
And that was my next point.
I'm sorry.
Like, how is this any different from Dwayne Haskins? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, of course, there's a bit of a difference, but you get what I mean. It's literally the same damn thing. And just like you were saying, Will, it's like the stuff that he has to go through now in order to play week to week to week. He's going to have to get tested probably like 4 times a day. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like get tested multiple times before a game. Like it's going to be ridiculous. And God forbid he catches COVID. He's going to wipe out the whole room. Just like you said, Will, the contact tracing of it all, right? That alone is going to wipe out the whole D-line room. And that's, to me, that is what is going to drive me crazy. And I'm, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I can think several steps ahead. And like, I know you're saying like he's a young kid, he's this, he's that, but you're an adult too. Yeah. You have to be able to see several steps ahead. And that's what I try to teach my older kids that. I have a 21-year-old, a 20-year-old, and my 15-year-old. I'm sitting here just trying to teach them that you can't just think about here and now. You have to think several steps ahead. What's your actions right now? How are they going to be? How are they going to affect you and people around you today, tomorrow, in a week? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And 25, you got years beyond a 15-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old. So, like, you know, when does that come? Like, when, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, and you're absolutely right. It's perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got family, loved ones, and we're old as shit. Like, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But he has a coach in his face every day that is not even a year removed from remission from cancer. That's perspective too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you hit the nail on the head. It's just that same situation from last year. And I respected you're a skilled player and this and that, but you got to think of something more of yourself. And that's when we're talking about the team and the chemistry and the camaraderie. You got to start thinking not just about me, but about the people around me, who can possibly get affected. And that's something that I think I love that you hit on that. Will, did you want to say something?
You good? No, I thought you had a great point about think about Ron Rivera and how diligent they were for him last year. Why wouldn't you continue to be diligent? And this is something that can help.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to go ahead and end there. My baby, my darling, my sweetheart, Cadillac, who shout out to her. This is her last week. She has 2 more days of school. And then it is summer cat, I've been told, where she's going to the pool every day and enjoying life. And I said, some of us don't have summer vacations anymore. So, but I got to go pick her up right now from the airport. So we're going to go ahead and cut this short. I gotta show love to my guys, Mr. Chili Willie, South Carolina's eggplant, Will Kramer, doing big things. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. And my main man, Mr. Shirtless Wonder. Yes, sir. Ab Low in the building.
Okay,
Let's get it.
Get him
Let's go. Let's go.
I don't know what to do.
You give him the flexing. That's what you do.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
I'm wearing a shirt right now.
Ew. So, hey, and you know who it is. It's your boy, Sean Spencer. We so love you and appreciate you, all of you that watch. Shout out to Nathan. I know you're still watching. Yo.
Yeah, thanks for the comments.
Oh, yeah. So, we will definitely be tuning in, checking us out next week as we get 1 week closer to the NFL regular season. It's like a month and a half away, guys. I'm telling you, because once August comes, the season has started for me. That's when it's like I'm focused. You know, you know what I mean? So, let's get it. I cannot wait. All right. So, hey, we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you. We appreciate you, and we love you.
Real quick. Something we need to talk about next week or sometime soon. The sheriff's deadline for his contract is in a month. So,
okay. Yes.
That definitely needs to be talked about. Like, what moves to do prior, if not prior to. Okay?
I'm with it. Definitely.
Right.
Definitely. Bring that up on the next episode. All right, guys. We shall see you.
Guys. Love you. Peace.
So, yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta go out and hold up.
Come on. The lion. Here. The lion. New man on the so fine. Kirk Cousins.
All right. I am Janae Strother.
I am Sean Spencer.
And this is Let's Talk Football.